This just into CNN, big Democratic donor George Clooney, of course, the actor, has just called for President Biden to step aside. CNN's Arlette Saenz joins us now from the White House. Arlette, obviously, this is not going to be welcome news over there. What can you tell us?
No, it won't be, Jim. And this is a significant new New York Times op-ed from actor George Clooney. Now, to remind viewers, George Clooney was one of those celebrities that headlined a major Los Angeles fundraiser with President Biden back in June. And today, he is saying that he believes it is time for President Biden to step aside from this 2024 campaign. Now, George Clooney wrote extensively about President Biden, saying, "We are not going to win in November with this president."
Diving board area, and I was one of the guards, and they weren't allowed to. There was a 3-meter board, and if you fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there. And CornPop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did, and back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off, and he said, "I'll meet you outside." My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, "I'll be waiting for you." He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pools. He was the mechanic. And I said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "Come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pool filter is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, "You walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, 'You may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.'" I said, "You kidding me?" He said, "No, if you don't come back." And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And they had, in those days, you used to remember the straight razor. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, "When I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work." He said, "You apologize to me?" I said, "I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said." He said, "Okay," closed the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again.
Dear George, let me tell you a tale of CornPop, a bad dude from Delaware. He ran with a gang, a menace to all, but he met his match in me, I swear. I was just a lifeguard, enforcing the rules, but CornPop thought he could mess with me. Boy, fool. He ran a gang of bad boys, with razors in hand. But I wasn't afraid, I stood my ground, grand. He thought I was weak, a wimpy white boy, but I showed him my might and my chain. I would have wrapped it around his neck, but he backed down. And my reputation gained. Now, George, you think you can threaten me? You and your gang of rich bitches. So silly. I served with a black president, you see? And my people have my back, don't you forget. I may be older, and my words may stumble, but I am still strong, and I will not back down. I will fight for what's right, no matter the cost. And if you push me, I will beat the hell out of you. So, George, I suggest you watch your step and stop with this foolishness. It's getting old. I am the first black woman to serve with a black president, and I will not be intimidated by the likes of you.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with a black president.
Your riches and your bitches mean nothing to me. I have the support of 87% of the people. I have already slayed CornPop, Hillary, Bernie, and Trump. And if you're not careful, you'll be next. So, George, I suggest you shuffle off and find someone else to bully, because I am not afraid of violence, and I will not hesitate to use it if necessary. Just remember, George, I hold the nuclear code, and I will not hesitate to use it if provoked. So, don't mess with me, or you'll regret it. I am a force to be reckoned with, and I will not be stopped.
You earlier explained confidence in your vice president.
Yes.
If your team came back and showed you data that she would fare better against former President Donald Trump, would you reconsider your decision to stay in the race?
No, unless they came back and said, there's no way you can win. Me. No one's saying that. No poll says that.